as old as time, true as it can be, barely even friends, and somebody bends unexpectedly.
Hi everybody, it's Jessica Kalil and thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, please subscribe and also don't forget to comment and like, and also check me out on Instagram. I am at GorgeousFX. I will list it right here. I was inspired by the character Plumette from Beauty and the Beast, and she is a French little maid that carries around one of those little plumes, and I decided just to use that as inspiration and paint my face as such. So this is very fluffy, whimsical, and very feathery. I have one shout out for my eyeshadow, and that is NYX Cosmetics Earth Palette. Oh my goodness, you guys, they sent me this palette. It was so nice of them, along with the 3 lipsticks. It is so bomb, and I used it for my eye look for my Plumette look today, and it's just so beautiful. And at first I really wanted to be Team Fire, and I think I actually am still Team Fire, but also Team Earth. I really love these palettes. Well, I've only tried this one. I want to try the others, so hold me to that. Well, if you enjoyed this little look, this would be so cute for Halloween. You could be like a little maid and do a little bit of this. You don't have to do it all crazy, but you can just do like a few of the plumes like coming out of your eyes or just on top, or just even like an eyepiece or half face. But it'd be really cute like with a maid outfit and like a little white little maid. I just thought it would be a cute little idea for Halloween, so I hope you guys enjoy this look. So if you want to see how I did it and pick up some tips, then keep on watching. Hi friends, I'm starting off with a little bit of foundation. I'm taking this Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation along with my Eco Tools blender and making that all nice and blended. Moving on to some contouring and using, of course, my Clarisonic makeup brush. Moving on, I am taking this little itty bitty cutie patootie NARS concealer in the shade Custard. Following that with some setting powder. You guys know the drill. This is the Lock-It powder from Kat Von D. Moving on, I'm jumping into Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Palette, and I'm going ahead and using that brown shade to warm up the rest of my contour, and then that banana shade to highlight under my eyes. Then I'm using this NYX Sweet Cheeks palette to add a little flush to my face. Moving on, I already did my eyebrows, so I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into my eyeshadow. I am using the Earth palette from NYX Cosmetics, and I'm taking the lighter shade here to just kind of act as my buffer and my bone shade. Then I'm moving on to this corally red shade, and I'm going to use that as my transition, and I'm really blowing that out a lot because I have a lot going on next up on my lid. Moving on, I'm taking the burgundy shade in this palette, and I am creating kind of like a C shape, like an outer V, and blending that up into my crease, and then all around taking a fluffier brush to kind of blend the rest of that out. Then I'm taking this matte bluish green shade, and I'm darkening up the outer corners of my eyeshadow and then blending that all in really nicely. I'm using this packing on technique because it really helps with fallout, especially if you've already done your face makeup and your powder underneath. The padding really helps to kind of keep it in one place. I'm using the NYX Lingerie Lid Tint, and this is in the shade Lidley, and I'm going ahead and laying that down and then packing on that gold shade in the palette. Now for my waterline, I am taking this NYX Slide On eyeliner. I'm even sweeping it right across my lash line and then packing on that shimmery gold dark forest green shade on top so that I make sure the color pops. Now I'm dipping back into that burnt coral shade, and I'm smoking out that bottom lash line so it looks really nice and blended and smoked out. Next, I'm picking up Urban Decay's liquid white liner in the shade Bump. This particular white liquid liner is really nice because it doesn't crack. I know that's really hard to do with white liquid eyeliners. I really wanted to make a very sharp, intense point on my tear duct, and then I also added some white dots, kind of trailing up and around into my eyebrows, and then tapering off little by little. I wanted to add this fun little eye to this Plumette look. I think it just topped it off. Now I'm taking this felt tip liquid eyeliner in this forest green shade, and I'm brushing it across my lid to create an intense winged eyeliner. Along with some fancy lashes, we are ready for the face paint. I am taking this white Graftobian face paint, and I'm starting off with the big pieces and the structure of this look. So I just mapped out a few little squiggles on my face that are going to be the base of each plume. So I used that with kind of a thicker brush. Then I moved on to a thinner brush, dipped into the white paint, and created one by one each kind of little feathery strip or little piece to each plume, and I'm going ahead and repeating that process. So I'm following around each little kind of scroll squiggly shape and then moving on to the next. The technique that I'm using to paint these little feathers on is a technique that lots of face painters use, and that is to apply more pressure at the beginning right when you lay the paint down, and then once you pull away, kind of release on that pressure so that it'll create kind of a smaller V end of that flick, if that makes sense. So kind of like a curved teardrop in a way. So for my forehead, I wanted to do that kind of asymmetrical, so I created a big plume on top of my forehead that kind of went more to the left but kind of center right there, and then I moved on to creating each little plume kind of feathery thing and just kept working my way around all the way. Now this is so easy in the way that you truly cannot mess it up, because I mean each plume is unique and the way you make it is going to be the right way. So don't think about it too much, don't be too hard on yourself, kind of just go with the flow. It's going to look awesome. Now moving on to the lips, I'm taking NYX Suede lip liner in the shade Jet Set, and I'm creating my super dramatic, super exaggerated, not realistic lip shape. So as you guys know, I love that Pocahontas kind of Disney princess lip shape with the arched top lip. So I lined it as such. Then moving on to the liquid lipstick, I'm using Lime Crime's liquid lipstick in the shade Black Velvet. Now this liquid lipstick is so awesome, and it is my favorite black liquid lipstick. You gotta make sure it dries complete and then you are ready to go. This little guy is not gonna budge. If you are going to do a look for Halloween with black liquid lipstick, I definitely recommend this, but just bring it with you for touch-ups kind of in the inner line of your lips. Now to add the 3D effect to our plumes, on a small brush we are picking up this muted gray-green shade, and we're going to start outlining around each little plume and creating some depth and dimension. This can be a little bit time consuming, but trust me, it is totally worth it, and if you just do an eyepiece or like a half of a face, it's going to take half the time. But make sure you definitely do this step because it really makes the difference. Following that, to make it look like the plumes are casting a shadow on my skin, I am taking a super dark brown eyeshadow just on the lower portion of each little plume. Make sure at the beginning that you decide which direction you want the light to be coming from, and then try to stay as consistent as possible while keeping your shadow kind of all on the same side. So if you want all of the shadow to be on the bottom, on the underneath lips of each little feather, you have to keep it that way so that you get the full effect. I know these detail-oriented looks do take some time, but just plan ahead, play your favorite song list, and just have fun with it, because it's definitely going to be worth it. I'm repeating the same process on the top of my forehead, so if you noticed, my theme here with my shadow is keeping it on the bottom, so my light is coming from over top of me, so I'm definitely trying to stay as consistent as possible and just keeping that on the bottom and then slightly up on the sides, but only if I know if that would naturally be the shadow that the light would be casting. Hopping back over to my Urban Decay liquid liner in the shade Bump, I am creating some details. So this little brush on this liner is so skinny and you have a lot of control, so it's really nice to create these little details with it. I'm just kind of doing the same technique where I just go really light strokes and then at the very end like the slightest pressure so that it creates kind of a tapered end, and then just have fun, do little whimsical little swirls and twists and whatever you want. I actually went in and added some dots too just for fun. The more you add, the more fun and whimsical it looks. Knowing me, I never know when to stop. I always keep going and going and going. So if you're anything like me, just keep on adding stuff and it's gonna come out awesome. As always, I'm going to add some glitters. I went ahead and brushed a little bit on each little plume. Then I wanted to add a little bit of pizzazz to my inner eye corners, so I went ahead and added some little swirls and squiggles heading down towards my nose. Then I picked up NYX Lip of the Day liquid liner and added a little bit more highlights and touches around each little squiggle. Then I popped on my gray wig from Powder Room D, which is the same wig I used for the NYX Face Awards in my final Magician video and my Witch video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and here's the final look.
Small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast, and never just the same, never a surprise.
Okay guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed my little rendition of Plumette. I really like to do it and it was a lot of fun. So once again, do not forget to subscribe. I love my subscribers. I love everyone who's watching anyways, but just please go ahead and give me a little subscribe. You can also comment below and like this video. And I don't know, if you guys recreate this look and you're like a little cute little maid, a little Plumette, then please tag me in it if you use this technique. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, lots of love and hugs from my home to yours, and until the next video, ciao!